guys, welcome to our YouTube channel Mainframe Girls. Today we'll start a new series of mainframe abends. There are many types of abends, like two types of abends, system abends and user abends. So I'm taking one of the system abends today and I'll be explaining you why we get that abend and what is the solution for that abend. So this is a common space abend which we encounter most of the times. If you are a mainframe developer, if you are admin, you will be seeing this abend. Even if you're creating your own file, if you're working with mainframe, you will see this abend somehow in the panel. SB37 is a system abend, which is a space system abend. Okay, space allocation abend. So, but most of the times you will be seeing it on the mainframe panel in the jobs. You have to sort it out why you got that abend. So I'll be telling you in which cases we get this abend and how to resolve, like what are the different ways we can resolve this abend. Why and when you get SP37. It's like, suppose you are running a job, okay, and if the volume in which the data set is being allocated, if it doesn't have any space more, you will get SP37. If it is a single volume data set, okay, if it is a single volume data set, you will not get you will get a SB37. In the same way, if there is an insufficient space allocation, it's like you have allocated some 100 comma 50, okay, 100 comma 50, but you have data more than 100 comma 50, okay, whatever space you have allocated, and when there is a more data to be allocated but the data set has been created with this much space and you need more data to be added into the data set, then it will say SB37. And there's another thing here called storage group. Okay, so what happens, storage, it's an ACS routine. I told you storage group is nothing but group of volumes will be there under a particular name, okay, that name. And when there is a ACS routine formed, what we say is this particular HLQ should go into this group name, this particular HLQ should go into this name. So what happens if you have given a name with some HLQ A B C D E F G H and all the volumes in that storage group are full, means they doesn't have enough space to accommodate this data set, then also you will get SB37. And other one data set is full, it's like same space, insufficient space allocation. Suppose the places where you have to check when it is SP37. First, you have to check that volume has enough space or not, and I have given enough space for the data which I have given, or if the storage group is having enough space or not. If it is a SMS data set, so if it is a SMS data set, you have to check for storage group. And the third, you come to 3.4 and check whether the data set is created or not. Yes, it is created. Go to and check how much space it is used. If it is used 100% space, if it is single volume data set, check whether it has used 65,535 tracks or not. If it is 65,535 in a single volume data set, then it will throw SP37 here again. And if it has reached 123 extents or 944 extents compared to as per the PDS file, and when you create, if you are creating, if there is no space in that volume or if there is no space in that particular data set in the PDS member, you will be creating a new member and you will be editing it, and by the time you are saving that member, you will get SB37 saying on the top right corner. It will pop like SB37 abending. You cannot save that file at all, you cannot save that member, you cannot come out of until you give cancel command or something like that. Until then you will be in the same member. So these are some of the reasons why you will get SB37: end of volume, insufficient space allocation, no space in storage group, if the data set is 100% used, or if it is a single volume 65535, and if it's a multi-volume also, if it has reached 59 volumes, whatever allocation you have given, and it need more space, then also it's open with SB37. And creating a new member in PDS, it will also open with SB37. So let's see how we can solve this issue. Coming to solutions, there are many solutions which we can do, but we can take it in a different ways. So first, if it is as I told you, if it's a PDS file and you are creating a new member, there are two ways. Open a new panel, submit an IB copy job. IB copy job for that means take put input and output as same file, and the dataset will be compressed. You can give Z in front of that dataset will be compressed. From 3.2 also you can compress that dataset. Okay, when you have compressed, and then your member will be saved. You'll get enough space there and your member will be saved. If it's a PDS file with an SB37 issue, if it's the JCL, if it's your JCL, you have submitted it, and your data set, you have already given some 3000 comma 4000, 3000 primary allocation and secondary allocation some 200, 300, whatever you have given cylinders. First thing you have to do is more space allocation. You have to there is some, if sometimes what happens is you cannot allocate more data. Okay, when you cannot edit that space parameter, so what you have to do is you have to create a new data set with more allocation, and you have to copy that old data into that. Okay, you have to rerun the job with that new data set name. You have to create a data set with a new name and copy that old data to it, and put this new name data set in your job and submit it again. So it will, the records will be start copying again. Okay, and there's another thing here, that is you can make, you have to check your requirements also. You have to suppose check, so think that it is a GDG file. Okay, it is a GDG file, and the previous GDG files are all are single volume files. And if that particular application needs only a single volume files, we don't know what is the need of that file, right? Why, where are you using that file, how you're using that file after the job is running or after that particular program is running. So you have to know whether you can make that file multi-volume dataset or not. If you're sure that file can be made a multi-volume, then after a space parameter you can give this volume parameter, with where I told you a PS file can go up to 59 volumes, right? You can give here, okay, till 255, you can give a number till 255, but it can take 59 volumes and your data set will become a multi-volume data set. And you have another option also, you can use a unit parameter saying I need a 5 volumes like 3390. And if you are using a non-SMS volumes, okay, if you are using non-SMS, there will be equal to here. If you are using a non-SMS volumes, okay, then you can directly give the volume names here. So these are the volumes I need to be, space has to be allocated. You can give as many volumes you want. Okay, means to 255 volumes. You can give here. If it's a tape, you can give 255 volumes. If it's a dash you can give 59 volumes. But you don't need that much of space. Mostly everyone uses this parameter, wall parameter, and mostly storage admins suggest you to use this parameter. First, first they'll suggest you to increase the allocation. If suppose it is there, then if it is some 3000 comma some 200 is there, they'll ask you to make it from 5000. They'll ask you to increase the primary and they'll ask you to increase the secondary, and you can submit you will submit the job again. Mostly it will run in this step. If it is failing in this step again, they'll ask you to give this volume parameter. After making it a multi-volume, obviously the SB37 issue will not come. And if as I told you, if it is a storage group issue and there is no enough space in that storage group, means in that set of volumes there is no space at all, then what you will do? Then means like end of volume thing, like end of space in the volume. If there is no space in that volume, or and there is no, what do we say, volumes in that storage group which can accommodate your allocation, then you have to add new volumes to that storage group. You have to add as per the requirement. You have to add new volumes to the storage group, and then again you have to submit the job. Then your job will get that space, how much space it is needed. Okay, then another type here, most of the people use DSN type equals to large. When you use DSN type equals to large, what happens is it can extend up to 25 GB. Normally a file will allocate up to 4 GB. But when you give DSN type equals to large, it can go up to 25 GB, and it can go beyond 65,535 65,535 tracks. Okay, it can go beyond that. Once when you're giving DSN type large, the file will be bigger, means it can go beyond 65,535 and more tracks can be allocated to it. Okay, from 4 GB to it can be 225 GB file. And the last but not the least, so here you can use data class parameter and store class parameter also. What happens with data class and store class parameter is, when you use data class and store class parameter, as I told you, in data class there is a option called extended addressability. Okay, if extended addressability is equals to yes, means your file can move more than 25 GB. Okay, your file can be allocated, you can allocate a larger files if your extended addressability is yes. Okay, there is a parameter called attribute called extended addressability in data class. If you give a parameter saying that data class equals to that particular data class name, suppose that data class name is extend. Okay, if you that particular so after space parameter you use this parameter saying data class equals to that particular extend. uh, then what happens, then when you submit the job, your data set can extend more than 65,535 tracks, and it will be more than 4 GB, and it will be a bigger file, 25 GB file. Okay, it can go beyond 4 GB. Mean that is a part except when extended addressability is enabled. And coming to storage class, store class parameter, if when you give store class equals to some particular name, when guaranteed space is yes, in storage class there is an attribute called guaranteed space. If that, if you allocate that storage class to your job, after space parameter you have to give another parameter called store class equal to particular name, saying that what is that particular name, you have to give that name. Example, store class is equals to a guaranteed space, right? Guaranteed, if that particular name of that storage class is guaranteed something, so then you can give that name there in the members, then you will be, your job will be running fine. And last, I have not mentioned here, there is another option. Even normally we create everything in dash d, which is costliest storage place. But if you want, if it's okay, it's a very big file you're creating and you want to take that file, then you can create your file in tape easily. You'll get a more space. So in tape, if you create directly in tape by giving a unit parameter 3490, or by using a unit equals to tape parameter there, and you can directly create your file in the tape, it will solve that SB37 issue and your file be created in the tape. Okay, so there are more abends I'll be explaining in upcoming videos. This is a space abend I have taken because this is most important abend. If you have faced in some SB37 in some other way, please let us know. I will explain you that way also. So kindly like, share and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.